see my first alligator right in the distance. It appears to be on the smaller side, but I'm looking for others. Escaping to wild Florida has never been more convenient. Located 30 to 40 minutes from Tampa, St. Pete, and Sarasota, the Canoe Outpost is the perfect place to drop in or rent and float down the Little Manatee River. You'll be immediately struck by the charm and quirk of the outpost, and you might even see this kitty cat. Head on into the office to make your reservation, hit the restroom, and head toward the water where a team member walks you through what to expect and shows you pictures too, which is super helpful. I'm doing the 6-mile Canoe Outpost to Fish Camp trip, which is the most popular option here for paddlers. I was the first person out on the Manatee River from Canoe Outpost this morning, which you know I absolutely love. It's always worth being the early bird and getting here right as the doors open. In case you don't know, the Little Manatee River begins in a swampy area near Fort Lonesome and flows almost 40 miles before emptying into Tampa Bay. The upper portion is mostly wild, winding, and narrow. You can come back and do this paddle often because you'll get a different experience every time, as the river is always changing and reshaping itself. Canoe Outpost crews work to maintain a stretch of it so no portaging is required, but right now it's inevitable because the water levels are so low in some spots. I just passed some people who are headed upriver and they said, hey, be prepared to get out of your kayak a little bit farther down. That's just kind of the nature of the game here on the Little Manatee River, especially when the levels are so low. You're kind of going to be hopping in, hopping out, be comfortable with getting wet. I like to wear dive booties when I paddle because they always stay on and they're super comfortable. Plus, you don't have to worry about getting a weird ankle tan line, which is super nice. This must be the spot they were talking about. It's not graceful and it's not cute, but it gets the job done. This little guy right here is watching me, watching him. It's just a little bit of a tricky area because there's a log underneath the water and I'm not sure if I would get stuck right in front of him. He didn't seem bothered and thankfully I made it over that log with no issues. My tolerance for gators still feels pretty high after I saw this behemoth in the Myakka River a couple months ago. You can find that paddle also here on my YouTube channel. Part of the paddle takes you through Little Manatee River State Park, and this is where the water starts to get a bit deeper and you can't quite see the bottom as well. Also, you can pull up on some spots. Now, before I rounded one corner, I heard a big splash and knew it had to be an alligator. Then, when I got to the corner, I witnessed an alligator jumping out of the water and at a great blue heron. I had just turned on my GoPro and I caught the splash and the heron flying away. And then I noticed tiny, tiny baby alligators in the water. I am obviously not an expert, but I wonder if that alligator was leaping out of the water to protect its babies from the great blue heron that was kind of passing over. So a very, very interesting situation ahead of me. And I have never actually heard the sound of little baby alligators, which is really interesting if you haven't before. I looked it up online just to kind of see what to compare it to. Some people say it sounds like little lasers, and that is exactly what I was hearing. Let me cut the music real quick so you can hear exactly what I'm talking about. Isn't that wild? Have you heard this before? Comment below and let me know. It seems like most of the little gators have crossed to that side of the river. And I have yet to see the mom again. So I think that I am going to give it a shot and just kind of scoot through this area as fast as possible, just because I know that she's already on edge and maybe even a little aggravated. I scooted by there, thankfully, with no problem. As I continued through the state park, I passed by the new canoe and kayak launch there. It is huge. Now the river gets more wide, and as you paddle south, you'll eventually start to see some homes and neighborhoods too. A very unexpected find. 2 manatees right here. I just did not think that I would see them this far inland when it's so warm out, so what a pleasant surprise. They went on their way under some debris and into a small channel. Eventually, you'll wind down your paddle and start to see signs for the pickup spot. On the way to the fish camp, I saw this turtle perched high up on the palm tree, and as I went by, yep, he fell right into the water in the funniest fashion. Bless his heart. I am so sorry, Mr. Turtle. I pulled up my kayak at the fish camp and waited for the shuttle. Pickups are available at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and an early 12 p.m. pickup is available by request. It only takes a couple minutes to get back to the outpost, and while you're in this area, head on down just about 10 minutes south to Sunny Tomatoes Farmers Market in Parrish. In addition to healthy fruits and veggies, they also have a great selection of seasonings, jam, and yep, some ice cream too. I got a mango and a tiny batch of Gators, which is the perfect size. You know I wanted to get a bigger one, but I am trying to be good. Anyway, definitely come down to Southern Hillsborough, Northern Manatee County. Check out Little Manatee River. I love the Canoe Outpost. How quirky and fun. Comment below, let me know if you are adding this to your list or if you have any questions. I want to hear from you. Also, I'm taking suggestions for my next paddle. Let me know where you want me to go. All right, I will talk to you so soon, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Bye! The cookies and cream is fantastic, by the way. Gators, you know what you're doing.